Now in this video, I'll be giving you my live reaction to this interview compilation with the founder of Quant. There is a lot of value to go through and a lot of info, and that suggests that, Quant can actually 10x in 2023. I'll be telling you and explaining you everything from that video and also giving you my personal opinion on the price of Quant and where it could be heading. But with that being said, yes, Quant could actually hit a 10x in 2023, if not more, if the bull market does come around. I'll be telling you all about it, but before we actually get into it, please remember that nothing is financial advice. Please do your own research. I always say that in every video, and that everything on my videos are public knowledge and posts and my personal opinion. But yeah, with that being said, the current price of Quant is $105. And we have seen a decrease in volume as expected. And as again, I won't be going too much into the current price. I'll be making a separate video on my price prediction and the current price developments. But with that being said, let's get straight into it and react to this video.
So we can't be siloed, we can't be closed off from each other. We need that as a society, and we need that for our networks. And so that's what we've set out to solve, and we've done that. We've solved interoperability at scale.
Now, quickly summing up that little clip there in that interview with the founder of Quant, let's just say, Quant is fixing on the largest problem for mass adoption, right? For these large fintech companies and governments to be able to use their blockchain within the current financial system. You all have heard, I hope you have heard about CBDCs. And if you're watching this channel, it's most likely you have. And for central bank digital currencies, they're going to be using the blockchain, and the best way they're going to be able to use it is not by creating a complete separate new thing, by using the current blockchain. And they will need, the right technology to be able to transition from traditional finance to decentralized finance. And Quant, using the Quant Overledger, does exactly that, which is where the $1 billion value comes in, and is massive value, as there's not many companies out there that is able to provide this specific tech to the standard of Quants. But yeah, let's continue with this video.
President High Patron has given this initiative aiming to get people out of the silos and to collaborate in a decentralized manner.
So you're not limited to jurisdictions, you're not limited to siloed islands, as you said, and the walled gardens that we previously had.
To get people out of the silos.
Those nodes acting as.
But yeah, now this clip, again, it's just showing, on the fact that Quant, the problems they are fixing within, not only for the blockchain, but for mass adoption within current, traditional financial companies and the traditional finance system. And, it's basically showing you a comparison of the problems and, of course, Quant's being able to fix them.
Silos, and those silos are blockchains. And what you're doing is you're building that business bridge, you're building that technological bridge to light the whole system up.
UN agencies will cooperate with platforms and initiatives related to blockchain and the SDGs all over the world.
Truly enable that globalization, cross-border trade across the world for the first time.
The purpose of the global initiative, under the high patronage of His Excellency Saba Karozi, President of the 77th UN General Assembly, is to bring together 100+ networks and platforms.
We're connecting any...
Now, quickly pausing this video, that is so insane, We're talking about hundreds and thousands of blockchains, bringing them together. Right now, bridging a network to another is hard enough, right? If that was hard enough to get to this position, because, we got Matic now and a lot of other bridging platforms and tokens that provide this utility. But this is far beyond bridging, right? There's a whole overledger, the Quant Overledger being able to support multiple blockchains. And this is going to be mass adoption and how it's actually going to be implemented. And Quant is in the leading seat for it. I'll be going through it shortly, actually, with the current governments and companies they're working with, which makes this, Quant so valuable. And those are the facts, right? Those are the facts. And by the way, if you're hearing loud noises because there's fireworks at the moment, Happy New Year for anyone watching. But yeah, let's get back into it.
Any blockchain together in a very unique way, that is one blockchain to any blockchain, without connectors, without any overhead, without any more risk. So we're doing it at internet scale, and we're also allowing people to connect blockchain networks and the whole blockchain world to existing networks through the Overledger.
Is to bring together 100+ networks and platforms.
100 blockchains out there, right? Providing any-to-any interoperability, so you're not limited
through connectivity or routing between different blockchains. You're open to all.
To envisage a blockchain ecosystem.
We're creating an ecosystem. So it's interoperable. We can connect any to any in terms of existing networks, blockchain networks, different technologies.
And strengthen the foundations.
And so what we're doing is we're using all these advanced technologies, including blockchain, to really reshape and re-architect the foundational architecture of the system. So
now, if you haven't realized already, the value is immense, okay? The value is immense coming from Quant, which seems pretty obvious, right? Which is the reason the whole video. But the value is going to be restructuring the whole financial system. The current payment system, of course, being SWIFT, you know, the most popular one anyways. And it's going to be switched from that, if that makes sense, to the ISO 20022. And the Quant Overledger will be the technology, well, one of the leading technologies to make that happen, especially when you keep in mind with the fact that, you know, they're going to be working with the UK government. You can see here the UK Parliament. You can see the United States Federal Reserve System, ISO 202, of course, Bank of England, which, by the way, the founder, Gilbert, was the, has been working there for a really long time back in the day. He was there during 2008 when he was also introduced to Bitcoin. The NSW government. He's also, of course, launched his own Latin America. They also launched the Latin America chain. But there's so much going on. Also, of course, the European Commission, the EU Blockchain Observatory. But yeah, let's get back into this video. But hopefully you guys are understanding where all the value is coming from, on how Quant can actually 10x in 2023, especially if the bull market comes around. It's going to be far beyond that 10x.
We're, in a way, we're re-architecting what we should have had in the first place, honoring that original vision of the internet and the networks that we all use.
So in 5 years' time, where it's going to be, I think value will be derived in the trillions, because excuse me.
Right, guys, that brings us to the really, before we actually talk about anything about ending the video, the value in 5 years, right? That's the value in 5 years is $1 trillion. And even then, I feel like that's kind of an understatement, right? If you go to the CoinMarketCap, which, by the way, they got a new logo there, looks pretty cool. But let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's look at a coin like Cardano. Now, nothing against Cardano, absolutely nothing against it, but you're right, with Cardano, okay, Cardano's not even that best of an example. $8 billion market cap, right? That's 8 times more than Quant's. Now you want to look at the value, right? Quant is much more valuable than Cardano, in my opinion, right? That's my opinion. Nothing against, nothing that I want to say bad about Cardano here, but you got to look at the value provided here. Same with, Polygon. A massive fan of Polygon. But again, you got to look at the value provided. $6 billion market cap to Quant. You're really starting to wonder. And then you also got to look at the tokenomics for Quant. You got such a large, so here you got 8 billion supply of Polygon Matic, when in this case you only have a 12 million supply of Quant. The supply is super limited, and if it was going to hit that $1 trillion value that Gilbert, the founder of Quant, mentioned, that is about, if I'm not wrong, 100, yeah, that's 100x from the current price points. But even then, that is, a push in 5 years. It's not even a push, but it's gonna come in 5 years, right? So not in the next year. For the next year, Quant would have to be more valuable than Polygon, which it is, in my opinion. It is, even now, XRP, that's the only one I would say is debatable. Both XRP and Quant are one of the ones competing up there. Whether XRP lose or win the case, I feel like they'll be massive, especially around the UK and EU. And we got to also compare it to other coins, let's say like Polkadot. Again, fan of Polkadot, but $5 billion market cap here. Comparing it to Quant's value and what they are providing, yeah, it's kind of insane. But again, we got to remember that Quant is so early in the stage. We're still really early into Quant. We're still, I would say, in the childhood areas of Quant, not the infancy, but the childhood. We're going through the child at the moment, and we're going to be seeing really flourish in the next couple of years, especially as we see central bank digital currencies and the new financial system starting to shift. Whether you like it or not, I'm not a fan of it, but if it's going to happen nonetheless, you might as well get something out of it by, buying coins that, or like buying, stocks and stuff into companies that will be in the industry. Quant is one of them. Quant is one of my favorite ones because of the, let's just say, the proof, the facts that are already out there. And the facts are, these guys are working with the Haitian government. The founder's worked in the Bank of England. He's got connections, really well connected individual who's got a proven background, right? But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, boys, slap it a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell if you're new. I will be seeing you guys next time. Peace.